What's going on YouTube today? We'll be talking about UFC 299. I already did a video on the main event and the co-main event, so go check that video out if you haven't already. But in this video, we'll be talking about the rest of the card. There's a couple fights in the prelims that I'm interested in, and obviously the rest of the main card. So let's get right into it. First up, we have Jailton Almeida versus Curtis Blades. I'm a grappler. I love watching elite grapplers do their thing in MMA, so I'm very interested in this fight. I think the winner of this will probably be in line for a title shot coming up soon. They're probably like 1 or 2 wins away. Probably about 1 win after this. But let's get into it. So Almeida, he has a record of 20 wins, 2 losses. He has 12 submissions. He's an excellent grappler. Emphasis on the grappler. The dude can wrestle. The dude is great jiu-jitsu. He has it all. He's too big to be moving like the way he moves, bro. He moves like a like a middleweight, bro. It's crazy watching him. We're talking about his opponent. He's fighting Curtis Blades, who has a record of 17 wins, 4 losses, 12 knockouts. I did not know Curtis Blades had 12 knockouts. That's crazy. Curtis Blades is a wrestler. I think of Curtis Blades, I just think of him laying on somebody. But hey, I guess he's finishing fights, man. Shout out Curtis Blades. Shout out Curtis Blades. Very, very excellent wrestler. He's got great wrestling for MMA. You know, wrestling is a transfer over directly to MMA. The setups are different. The range is different. The stance is different. So seeing him adapt his wrestling skills to MMA is very impressive. I think this will be an interesting fight. But I'm going with Almeida via round 2 submission. Next up, this is also a prelim fight, which is batshit to me because these are two ranks. I think they're both ranked top 15, top 10, somewhere in there, lightweights, which is crazy to me. But anyways, it's RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos versus Matthias Gamrot. So talking about RDA first, he has a record of 32 wins, 15 losses. He has a crazy resume, man. He's been doing this. He's been fighting the best of the best in 55 and 70 for years. So I'm going to run through a couple names of people he fought. You might recognize a couple of these names, man. Rafael Fiziev, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, Robbie Lawler, Tony Ferguson, Eddie Alvarez, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, Nate Diaz, Vincent Henderson, and Habib Nurmagomedov. I just listed a couple different champions. just a couple. That resume, that's not even everybody he's fought. Like, he's fought Felder, he's fought a couple other guys, Kevin Lee, but he has an insane resume, man. Rafael is a dog. He's been in there against the best of the best. He's lost to the best. He's beat the best. He's former champion at 55. You know, he touched gold at one point in his career, so he cannot be slept on. In my opinion, he's a complete MMA fighter. He's got good striking. I know he's a southpaw. Throws a couple people off. And he is Brazilian, which means he has jiu-jitsu. He has good grappling, good stand-up. Complete MMA fighter, if you ask me. So talking about his opponent, Matthias Gamrot, he has a record of 23 wins, 2 losses. He is an excellent grappler. He's 3-1 in his past 4. He beat Fiziev, he beat Jalen Turner, and he beat Arman Sarzoukian. That was a very, very close fight, that Arman fight. I think it was split decision. I personally had Arman winning that fight, but hey, I'm not a judge, so what does my opinion matter? But talking about Gamrot, like I said, he's an excellent grappler. His pace, his cardio. I'm a fan, man. A lot of people aren't too familiar with Gamrot, but I've seen a couple of his fights, and I'm definitely a fan. But yeah, so he beat those 3 people that I mentioned earlier, and he lost to Beneil Dariush. Benny was on a 10-fight win streak literally 6 months ago. I know he's on a little bit of a skid right now, but there was no shame in losing to Benny when he lost to Benny. Dariush is a savage. Is a savage. But my pick for this fight, I'm picking Gamrot to win via decision. Now, moving on to the next fight, we have Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page. This is a very good fight. This is a very exciting fight. You got 2 absolute killers. So, talking about Kevin Holland first, he has a record of 25 wins, 10 losses. However, he is 2-3 in his past 5. He beat Chiesa. He beat Santiago. He lost to Della Maddalena. These names are a little much for me. My fault. Forgive me. But he also lost to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. And of course, I would assume you saw that Hamzat fight that he kind of got mauled in. But Kevin Holland, how to describe him as a fighter, bro? He's a dog, man. He's a killer, bro. He's not gonna back up. Every time he fights, you want to tune in. He's a very interesting fighter. He's got great kicks, great punches. very unorthodox kind of striking style. He's super lanky. He has a super rangy, you know, for the weight class. I know he's dropped down from 85 down to 70 now. 70 is his home. I like him at 170. Like I said, great striking. Pretty good jiu-jitsu as well. His jiu-jitsu can't be slept on. I saw him fight at UFC Austin June 2022, and he darsed somebody. So yeah, dude's jiu-jitsu is on point. He's a well-rounded MMA fighter. But he does have horrible takedown defense. He got held down by Marvin Vittori, by Derek Brunson. Obviously, that was at 85. This is at 70. And Michael Venom Page is not a grappler, so I don't think we have to worry about his horrible takedown defense. So, talking about his opponent, MVP Michael Venom Page. He has a record of 21 wins, 2 losses, 13 KOs. This dude is a monster, bro. If you're not familiar with MVP, look up his highlights. He was a champ in Bellator. This is his first fight in the UFC. He's making his debut, but he was a former Bellator welterweight champion. He's an excellent striker, world-class striker. The dude fractured somebody's cranium. He fractured their skull, cyborg. He broke his skull with a knee, and then he threw a Pokemon ball at the guy. MVP's crazy, bro. Absolutely insane. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting fight. Very, very interesting fight. I'm very excited to see this fight. But my official pick, I'm going with MVP via decision. Now, moving on to the next and the last fight that I'll be doing a prediction on in this video. We have Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. I think that's how you say his name. I'm just gonna call him Jack. But anyway, let's talk about Gilbert Burns first. Gilbert Burns has a record of 22 wins, 6 losses. He has excellent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When I say excellent, I mean excellent. I'm pretty sure he won ADCCs like a decade ago or so before he got into MMA. He possesses real knockout power. I'll never forget when he slumped, I think it was Damian Maia, just cracked him. I remember he caught Kamaru Usman in the title fight, almost finished him. Well, obviously he went on to lose that fight. But talking about Gilbert, man, he's only fought the best at 170. I mean, he really has. He's lost to Hamzat Chimaev, Usman, and then lately, I know he lost to Bilal, but he had a freak injury, man. His shoulder just completely popped out. Couldn't even use his, I think it was his right hand or left hand, something like that. I think it was his right hand, his power hand he couldn't use, which is crazy, bro. Bilal, how could you not finish a one-arm fighter? Like, Bilal, he'll always find a way to disappoint you. But anyways, talking about Jack, he has a career record of 16 wins, 2 losses, 11 knockouts. This is his first real test in the UFC, you know, fighting the elite of the elite. He has won his last 2 fights, but they were by split decision. Very, very close fights. Yeah, I'll just get right to it, man. I'll just get right to it. I don't think he's going to have anything for Gilbert Burns. I don't know who the underdog is, but I would bet money on Gilbert Burns. I've got Gilbert Burns winning this fight by submission in round 2. Let me know what you think of my predictions. Drop a comment. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.